57 is right here. And I believe I said I'd go over anything that you could not get the answer that was on the bottom of the page for. So, here I am, minding my business, awaiting you to tell me what color. Green. Green? Black. Right? I need crisp apple. Damn it! I wanted to have green passion. No. This.
It's what the people want.
It is. It's what the people want. This is a good way to make sure that your people can't predict what you're doing by leaving some things to random chance. 3 minutes will be needed when the water boils. Serena's not here to tell me when the water boils. It's on you. All right.
Looney Tunes mugs over there?
There are 3 Looney Tunes mugs over there. There is Wile E. Coyote, Bugs Bunny, and Taz. I do not like Taz. I'm not a big fan of him because he's super popular and everybody loves him. But I don't. But what are you going to do? Yo. Number 19. Yes, everybody in every class asks about number 19. Everyone is good with 10, 11, and 14? Yeah. Good. Let's go to number 19. To do number 19, you must zoom in so you can see it better.
Why did it skip from 14 to 19?
Because I didn't put the whole page on. That is what we are dealing with, yes?
Yeah.
Yes, I am recording. In order to find this angle, I must need to do some trig, yes? But that angle is quite obviously more than 90, yeah? And we haven't done any trig with numbers bigger than 90. So we must use our brain. What shape is that?
Triangle.
What kind of triangle?
Right angle.
A right angle triangle. So could we do trig with that?
Yeah.
Awesome, possums. Watch this.
Oh, hold on. I really wanted your computer to freeze right there. So watch this. Freezes. Oh.
What's that?
Same thing.
What distance is that?
It's the same amount.
7.5. What distance is that? 11. Okay. You still want this angle. Can you find it? No, but you can find this angle, can't you?
Yeah.
How? That's theta. X. I don't know what it is. What's that?
Opposite.
Opposite over, what's that? Adjacent. So 7.5 over 11. What finds an angle? Tan or shift tan? Shift tan. So what's the answer? 34, right? So this is 34. We all watch the Olympics. How much is half a circle?
180.
180. How much is that part of the circle? 34. You just found that out. So how much is this part of the circle? 180 minus 34. Hey, wait a minute. Doesn't that look a lot like that thing I was doing with the directions yesterday? Oh my gosh! Math applies in more than one venue?
Oh my goodness.
Son of a bee!
Outrageous.
So that means when Mrs. Bad Crumble was teaching me to add apples to more apples, it worked with numbers? I could add cupcakes and cupcakes? Yeah.
Yeah. Which one had cupcakes and apples?
All right. Now, again, I didn't teach you that specific question, did I? No. Why? Did I give you all the tools you needed to solve that question? Yes. Will you always have somebody right beside you saying, this is what you need to do now? Or will you have to figure things out for yourself based on what you know?
Figure it out.
The second one. But I'm just going to ask Siri.
Hey Siri, you do this for me?
No.
My friend tells Siri to call her BFF. So she says, hey, Siri, and Siri goes, yes, BFF. I think that's lame, but that's just me. My other friend gave Siri an Irish accent and calls her Saoirse. Yeah. Like that excellent babe, wonderful actress, Saoirse Ronan. My wife knows that I know that other people are pretty in the world. It's not like, choose somebody who is widely considered to be good looking. A woman. Somebody famous. Quick, just choose someone. Anyone. Choose a widely known to be famous or to be attractive woman. Name one. Jennifer Aniston, lovely. If Jennifer Aniston were to walk by, I would not go, I can't think of the word to describe what that lady looks like because I'm married. She's pretty. End of discussion. Beyonce walks by. She's pretty. End of discussion. It doesn't matter that I'm married. She's so pretty. That's like saying, you just did trig. What shape is that? That's a square. I'm cheating on triangles. Right? Oh my God, your wife. What would she say? You think someone else is pretty? Yeah, my wife looks like Beyonce. Uh-huh. Honey, I love you more than anything in the world, but you don't look like Beyonce. Is my wife very pretty? Yes, she is. She's a gorgeous woman. She's not Beyonce. Okay, let's stop for a second. There's only one woman up there. That's not my wife. That's my 9-year-old daughter at that time. Okay? And that's a dog. Right? So either I'm married to the 9-year-old, that, or the dog. Now, to be fair, this person right here is also a woman. That's Miss Ballback. We're going in caves. Catherine was with me, though. Don't worry, everyone. I was not in a cave with a strange woman.
A 9-year-old that or a dog. That or the dog.
Anyways, cheating on triangles. So, number 20. Is everyone okay with number 20?
No, I didn't get that far.
Number 20 caused a lot of people in the other class problems.
I figured that out.
Good. Because again, the point is this. A ladder leans against the wall, looks like this, right? There's the wall, there's the ground, there's the ladder. Now it says that this distance should never be greater than a quarter of the length of the ladder. Thank you. Not yet. Oh yeah. Does it matter how long the ladder is? It says it should never be greater than a quarter, not quite, of the length of the ladder. So what difference does it matter what the ladder is? If the ladder is 20, what would this be? A quarter of 20, which would be? Great. If the ladder was 100, what would it be? 25. If the ladder was 16 derf meters, what would this be? 4 derf meters, because it's a quarter. It doesn't matter what the number is. So all you have to do is decide on a number. Smart to use a number that divides by 4, so you can do it with whole numbers. So if I make that 20, that makes that 5. I need that angle, yes? To do that angle, don't I need opposite and adjacent? But I don't have opposite. But I do have opposite, because 4,000 years ago, a dude named Pythagoras figured this out for us. We find the third side with Pythagoras, which is the square root of 20 squared minus 5 squared. And then you use that answer in tangent to find an angle. So it's shift tan, isn't it? Shift tan of whatever this is, the square root of 20 squared minus 5 squared, or whatever number you used, over 5, whatever was down here, 5. And that's going to give you an answer of 76 degrees. It actually gives you an answer of 75.54, some crap like that. Who cares? Because, of course, you round angles up. Where's mine? Going with Christmas time. Nope. Don't feel like Christmas time. Feel like being an awesome teacher. sugar.
Damn.
3 minutes.
Oh no.
Why is Donald Duck worried about whether or not I have sugar? That was Donald Duck.
That wasn't on. That was
Let's take a poll.
That was a guy in sheep.
Wait, do it again.
Oh no.
Yeah, that's definitely not Donald.
That's
That's
not
Donald.
Donald.
That's a terrible guy in sheep.
All right.
Bad.
Sound Donald Duck to me. Donald
That's
Duckett.
Donald Duck.
Donald Duckedness is in the ear of the beholder. That's your Mickey Mouse? Sound a little cowboy to me. That's Mickey Mouse down on the range. No, that's Matthew McConaughey in Dazed and Confused. All right, all right, all right. My favorite character in one of my favorite movies. If you haven't seen Dazed and Confused, don't see it. Or if you do see it and get caught watching it, you were not told by me.
Oh, it's a good movie then.
Oh, it's a great movie.
Okay, I'm probably watching it. Is it on Netflix?
I don't know. Because it came out so long ago that I saw it in the theater, where you should see movies. Because I'm not a shut-in. I go out sometimes.
I can't afford that.
I know, right? I don't just go home and hang in my closet like a vampire bat, which is what all of you thought teachers did anyway. That or live at the school. I know you did. Every elementary school kid thinks that.
You're gonna put yourself.
Now, I went to elementary school in Vancouver, big city. I never ran into my teachers. But in smaller towns, you run into your teacher all the time. That's why I live in Chilliwack and teach here.
You're gonna put yourself.
Ah,
You're gonna put the self-deposit until the next class.
yeah. What?
They're gonna follow.
Oh, terrific.
They're gonna follow you away like a full hundred. The school's just gonna do that. Put you in a file folder.
Son of a bee.
Until math starts again.
All right.
Mr. Myers.
Yo.
It's a 95% match for me. So I'm probably gonna watch it.
Okay. I couldn't be happier. Then you'll understand why I go all right all the time. Okay. On the top of this page right here, on the top of page 58, I wish for you to draw a triangle, but do not draw the triangle the way you want to draw the triangle. You're going to draw the triangle this way.
So you're saying if you copy the triangle you draw.
So it's not. Oh, okay.
Why is that different?
Mr. Myers is being a sneaky. Because it's upside down.
No, there is no right side up and upside down. It's a triangle, dude. It's just there.
You get that answer a lot.
What?
It's upside down.
Yes. I also get a lot of you.
That was one point.
All right. If the time's up.
I think I drew it wrong.
I think he's talking about his team.
I think I asked if time was up.
Oh.
Yes.
Now it's
All right. So, now I want you to, well, you're just going to copy what I do. We are going to name this triangle, and I'm going to do it in a weird way, in as much as it is going to still use capital letters on the corners, but I'm not going to use capital letters that are in any way connected to each other. What I mean by that is I'm going to say this is P, this is F, and this is Q. Why am I doing that? Because it doesn't matter. All right? Now, I am now going to draw the names of the sides. What is the name of this side? Lil Q. What is the name of this side? Lil P. Should have drawn it yellow. What is the name of this side? Lil F. Excellent. Now, the only trig that we know how to do is tangent. Yes? Which are the only angles that we know how to do trig with in this triangle? The acute angles, which are which ones? The ones that are attractive, Mr. Myers. Ooh, they look like Beyonce. Which are the, oh my God, your wife. Which are the angles that are acute? P and Q. Excellent. So we can do trig on this one. Why did I use that symbol?
theta.
It's theta, which refers to what?
An angle.
An angle with which we have interest. And we might have blue theta over here. Why did I make that blue theta as opposed to red theta? Because it's a different angle. Now, I have colors, so I can use different colors. In a math textbook, they're black. It's only black ink, right? So sometimes you'll see a math question that uses a different Greek letter there than theta. But it doesn't matter. It's just a different symbol. Everybody cool? All right. Now, you guys already know that we can do tan of theta, yes? What is the tan of red theta? Opposite over adjacent, like every tan. And in this triangle, what is that? Lil p over Lil p over F? Which is it, Ethan? Lil q. Why is it Lil q? It's opposite over adjacent, Myers. You said adjacent means beside. Why are you lying to me? Because this guy already has a name, doesn't he? What is that line? It's the hypotenuse. So, what does that tell us? The hypotenuse can't be O or A. So what then is tan of blue theta?
Q over P.
It's still O over A, which is Q over P. Is everybody cool? The hypotenuse already gets a name. Aight? Okay. Now, you guys are smart kids. That latter question, which we did, required us to know two sides of the triangle, yes? But we couldn't do trig because we didn't know the opposite side, did we? Now, you're aware that triangles are made up of three angles. You're aware that triangles are made up of three sides. You know that there's some trig that we can do with the legs, but that leaves poor hypotenuse all out in the cold. That makes us sad. Fortunately, we do get to use hypotenuse, which means we can let Pythagoras go from his triangular prism. And we can stop using Pythagoras almost completely because there's trig that will work with the hypotenuse. Let's learn what it is. First thing, for any specific angle. What do I mean by specific angles? Which angles does this work on? Which angles can we do trig with right now? The acute ones, the Beyonce angles. The acute angles. And we use the sine ratio. Now, you guys are smart kids. Tangent ratio, we push the tan button. What do you think we're going to push?
Sin.
The sin button. Ooh, naughty.
Oh, no.
Sinning in Abbotsford. Shocking. Yes.
That offends me. I'm just kidding.
Okay. Now, listen to me carefully. The sine ratio works just like the tangent ratio, except it's not opposite and adjacent. It's opposite over hypotenuse. Okay? But you follow the same rules. So in that case, what is the sine of red theta from up here?
P over F.
P over F. And what is the sine of blue theta?
Q over F.
Q over F. Does everybody understand?
Yeah.
Awesome, possums. Now, let us move along, cabbages. What are the specific angles that we can work with?
Acute.
The acute ones.
Yeah.
Cosine ratio. We've talked about tan. We've talked about sin. What's the only other button that's beside those two?
Cos.
Cos. Cos is what we say. That's not hypotenuse. That's something totally different. Don't worry about it. So you guys are smart. We've had opposite and adjacent. We've had opposite and hypotenuse. What's the only one left, Eric?
Adjacent and hypotenuse.
Oh, look at you. It's almost like you've been paying attention. Adjacent and hypotenuse. Which means, what is the cos of red theta?
That is Q over F.
Q over F. And what is the cos of blue theta?
P over F.
B over F. Now, please notice something. The sine of red theta equals the cos of blue theta.
I feel like we're supposed to connect that.
The sine of blue theta equals the cos of red theta. Why? Because everything is enclosed in Pythagoras' triangular prism.
Prism.
Okay?
It's the prism.
Now, that sets us up with this fun memory tool that I like to have. Not just me, every math teacher uses this. My grade 10 math teacher used this. Except back then we were much more insensitive to cultural things. And everybody made a joke because you pronounce this word Sokotoa. And everybody was like, oh, that sounds like it's Japanese. Then we all started going, Sokotoa! Which is totally racist. It is so awful. And you don't do that anymore. Exactly, right? But I continued to do it because it offended my grade 10 math teacher. Because my grade 10 math teacher, although he was a lovely man and he was a great teacher, he was also an extraordinarily handsome man. Much like you guys have an extraordinarily handsome Math 10 teacher, I too had an extraordinarily handsome Math 10 teacher, which wouldn't have been a problem if I didn't have a girlfriend in grade 10 who also thought that my Math 10 teacher was extraordinarily handsome. She had English 2 doors down in the same block that I had math. I would leave math, she would leave English. She would walk down the hall, I would walk down the hall. We would meet to go upstairs to the second floor where our lockers were. I was not very good at math then, and math stressed me out. So what should a supportive girlfriend have said when I came out of math? What should she have said? What is something that she could have said?
Go back to class.
No, she's supportive. Pardon me, Ash?
How was math?
How was math? Because I know it stresses you out, honey. What did she say? How's Mr. Stewart? Every single class.
Is this the girlfriend she shared to your wife?
No. This is not the girlfriend that turned into my wife.
Wait, have you told the backstory about your wife? Was that your wife or was that? Did you say that while I was away?
No. My wife was my friend, a guy who I pretended to be best friends with. No, we were really good friends, and she's his little sister. It's a smart move, because big brothers treat little sisters like garbage. So if you have a friend that is a cute little sister, all you got to do is say hello. You don't even have to flirt. You just got to not be a dink. And then they'll like you. Yes, she knows this. She knows that's how we met. She was there. Okay? It's not like 25 years later she woke up this morning and says, who the hell are you? Look at these kids in my house. Dog, what the hell's going on? She's been there the whole time.
She's a thing.
Right? As a matter of fact, that was integral in our meeting. I was spending the night at their house. I woke up early because my buddy slept in, and she comes out and says, hey, I'm going to make some breakfast. You want some? I was like, yeah, I'll take some breakfast. She cooked me some eggs. When her brother got up, he got all mad at her and called her a horrible name for not making him any eggs. Usually her brother was very mean to her. Most of the greetings started with F and ended with K. Yes. He would often tell Catherine to fire truck off when we were trying to watch a movie. I, however, was smart enough to recognize all I got to do is let her sit in the living room, and I'm scoring points.
So did your buddy get mad at you?
No, he tried, but, I'm going to have to kill you if you date my sister. Like, oh, really? Okay. Hold my beer. Now, as I was saying, sets up the memory tool. Sine, opposite, hypotenuse. Cos, adjacent, hypotenuse. Tan, opposite, adjacent. Yeah, I was hoping it would make it without. Yes, adjacent. right? I don't normally write it that way because that kind of screws me over. So I like to write it this way. S-O over H, C-A over H, T-O over A. But you guys don't need to write it in anyway. Know why?
Memorization.
Not even. I wish. Memorization, we're not allowed to make you memorize anything anymore.
Is it on the sheet? Oh, sweet.
Huzzah!
It even reminds you to put your calculator in degree mode. It even reminds you about Pythagoras. Because once again, heaven forbid you know how to do anything.
So what you're saying is I should just keep this piece of paper in my pocket for all my life and I'll be set.
So,
I still need to do that.
now you guys, I keep saying this, and I know I call you all guys. I apologize. It's not very, it's not very sensitive.
You're offending my gender rights.
But you people
Please.
are smart young people, because I don't want to call you kids, because those are baby goats.
But I am a goat.
You people are smart young adults. Smart discriminates against people that aren't. You people are young adults.
You're just people.
Yes. You people are young adults.
Well, what if I don't
You know
want to be
that
adult?
if something works once in math, how often does it work? Always. Excellent. You also know that trigonometry is part of math. How do you know that? Because you're in math class, you're doing trigonometry. So if something works in math once and it works in math all the time, then if something works in trigonometry, it must work in trigonometry all the time, yes? So every time we've done a trig question up until now, we have started the same way, haven't we? We have found theta, and then we have found opposite and adjacent, right? Then we have done tangent. So, what do you think changes now? Nothing. What's the first thing I do? I find theta. What is it? 12. Once I have decided that theta is 12, that means that is where I am camped out to do trigonometry. And there I am. Once I am there, I now decide what? I am allowed to name two sides of this triangle. One of them I have no choice for. Which are the ones I have a say in? Opposite and adjacent. They change. What never changes? Hypotenuse. Damn! Have a good long weekend. No, you can have the weekend off. You know what? You guys were so good this week. Take the next 3 days off. That's how much I care.